You know, from the moment our ancestors first looked up at the night sky, humanity has been driven by this relentless urge, right? This need to know what's just over the next hill, across the next ocean, or beyond the next star. So let's dive into that deep-seated impulse and explore the truly endless frontiers of science and discovery.
And that really gets us to the big question, why? Why do we have this constant need to explore? And this isn't just about packing a bag and going somewhere. It's this profound intellectual drive that has literally powered scientific discovery and shaped the entire human story from day one. And this journey, well, it's taken a lot of different forms over the years. For ancient civilizations, the big frontier was the heavens right above them, which led to incredible breakthroughs in astronomy and math. Then, of course, came the age of sail, where we were charting the physical globe. The 20th century, that blasted us right into the space age. And today? Well, today, the frontiers are everywhere you look. From the cosmos to right here on Earth and even deep inside our own biology. That horizon is always shifting.
So we're going to start our journey right here, at home. Because even on this planet that we think we know so well, there are these vast hidden frontiers just waiting to be discovered.
You know, before we could even dream of visiting other planets, we had to get a handle on our own. The great age of geographical exploration, led by people like Magellan and Cook, did a lot more than just fill in the blank spots on our maps. Their voyages really laid the groundwork for modern science itself, expanding what we knew about biodiversity, climate, and the actual shape of our world.
Okay, this slide right here. This shows a contrast that is just wild. On one side, you've got the world we know. Satellites give us these unbelievably detailed maps of almost every square inch of land. But then, look at the other side, the unknown. A staggering 80% of our own oceans are still unmapped, unobserved, and totally unexplored. We've barely even scratched the surface.
And this next point really just drives it home. The deepest parts of our oceans remain more mysterious than the surface of Mars. Just let that sink in for a minute. We have better, more complete maps of a whole other planet than we do of the deepest parts of our own.
So what is down there in that mysterious darkness? To get it, we need to understand a totally different way of living. It's called chemosynthesis. See, unlike all the life on the surface that relies on sunlight through photosynthesis, these organisms use raw chemical energy pouring out of hydrothermal vents to make their food. It's a biological process that completely rewrites the rulebook on what life needs to survive.
And this process supports some of the most bizarre and extraordinary ecosystems on the entire planet. We are talking about giant tube worms that can grow taller than a person, these furry-clawed yeti crabs, and creatures straight out of a sci-fi movie, like the vampire squid and the anglerfish. The fact that these things are thriving in total darkness and under crushing pressure just challenges our most basic ideas about where and how life can even exist.
All right, so from the deepest oceans, let's now look up, way up. Let's expand our journey to an almost unimaginably larger scale, the cosmic frontier.
The push into space has been one of the fastest, most spectacular journeys we've ever taken. It all kicked off in 1957 with Sputnik. Just 12 years later, boom, Apollo 11 lands humans on the moon. I mean, what a monumental achievement. Fast forward to 1990, and the Hubble telescope just opens this incredible new window on the universe for us. And now, the James Webb Space Telescope is peering even deeper into the past. It's just a story of incredible acceleration.
And these amazing instruments, they're not just telescopes, they are effectively time machines. They capture light that has been traveling for billions of years, which lets us see galaxies as they were when they were just forming, right near the beginning of the universe. They're helping us tackle the biggest questions out there, from what dark matter is to how the whole cosmos evolved.
And one of the most exciting fields they've opened up is the hunt for exoplanets. Since the 1990s, just look at this number, over 5,000 confirmed. 5,000 other worlds out there. And what's even crazier is that a lot of these are in what we call the habitable zone, that sweet spot, just the right distance from their star where liquid water could potentially exist.
Which, of course, brings us to this, the single biggest question that's driving so much of this exploration. Are we alone? The sheer number of potential worlds out there makes this question more real and more scientific than it has ever been, and it ties right back to what we're finding here on Earth. Discovering life that thrives without sunlight in our own deep oceans, that completely changes how we search for life elsewhere, like in the hidden oceans of moons like Jupiter's Europa or Saturn's Enceladus.
And the dream isn't just about finding life anymore, it's about spreading it. The whole idea of becoming an interplanetary species is slowly moving from science fiction into an engineering problem. But wow, the challenges are huge.
First, you've got to survive the trip, which means figuring out how to deal with constant, deadly cosmic radiation. Then, when you get there, you have to build a habitat from scratch. And finally, you have to learn how to live off the land, developing completely self-sufficient, closed-loop life support. It is one of the biggest technical puzzles we have ever tried to solve.
Okay, so we've gone to the deepest depths and the farthest reaches of space. For our final act, we are going to make a really dramatic pivot. We're going to journey into the microcosm to explore the equally massive frontier that's waiting right inside of us.
This inner journey really exploded with the sequencing of the human genome, our foundational blueprint for what makes us tick. I mean, this incredible achievement kicked off the whole genomics revolution and threw open the door to things like personalized medicine, where treatments can be designed specifically for your individual genetic code.
And one of the most powerful tools in this new world is CRISPR-Cas9. People often call it molecular scissors, and honestly, that's the perfect way to think about it. It gives scientists this unbelievable ability to find one specific gene inside our DNA and edit it with insane precision, to literally cut, paste, and rewrite the code of life itself.
But you know, a technology this powerful, it's a classic double-edged sword. On one side, the promise is just spectacular. The potential to cure genetic diseases, to engineer crops that can survive climate change, to create targeted therapies for cancer. But on the other side, the peril is just as big. It brings up these really profound ethical dilemmas about where we draw the line, which is exactly why it needs careful, global conversation and governance.
And beyond our genes, there's maybe the last great frontier of biology, the human brain. This 3-pound universe we all carry around in our skulls is still mostly a mystery. Neuroscientists are working like crazy to map its incredibly complex web of connections, to understand the nature of consciousness itself, and even to create interfaces that could link our minds directly with computers. Just think of what that could do for treating neurological disorders.
So we've journeyed to the deep sea, to distant stars, and deep inside our own DNA. It makes you wonder, where does this endless human journey go from here?
This chart really brings it all together, doesn't it? Our modern search for knowledge is happening on every single scale you can think of. We're pushing into the terrestrial, these hidden worlds on our own planet. We're reaching for the cosmic, trying to unlock the secrets of outer space. And we're diving into the microcosm, the code of life and consciousness itself.
It's all part of the same big, continuous cycle. This drive to explore, both outward to the universe and inward into ourselves, that's the defining journey of our species. And each frontier informs the others. Exploring the cosmos makes us ask new questions about our own biology, and understanding our biology gives us brand new ideas about where to look for life out among the stars. It's not just about finding new places, it's about fundamentally reevaluating who we are. Which leaves us with one last thought to chew on. Exploration looks in two directions, outward to the cosmos and inward to ourselves. So which direction do you think holds the real key to our future? Is our destiny out there among the stars, or is the greatest transformation we'll ever experience one that we'll find within our own biology? The frontier, it seems, is endless, and the journey is really just beginning.